Hi everybody, this is video 2 in drawing the clock. So as you can see, we've got our clock mechanism on the screen. It's got its own part studio, and we've renamed the part here. So the first thing that we're going to do is come down, right click down here and go duplicate, and we'll right click on this clock mechanism, copy one, and we'll rename this one clock version 1 because you might want to draw more than one. And we've just got our mechanism there. Now, this is important because the mechanism must be incorporated into the design, and it's the same mechanism for everyone. So, drawing this mechanism, making sure you get it right, will help you draw everything else. Now, I just want to show you very quickly. This is something that I drew a little bit earlier. I know aesthetically it doesn't really look that good, but you can see the mechanism in here, okay? And I've incorporated it into the design. And I've even put something in there to hold it in, although it doesn't really need it. So this is, you can see the clock, the mechanism is inside there. Alright, so back to this one. What we'll do first is we'll put a sketch. So if you have a look at our top plane, it cuts through there. So we can put a sketch on the top plane, or you can just click this bit here. And then you will have a sort of shape. I'm just going to run with a circle because it's easy to understand. Now our printer is 150, that's as big as it'll go. So if you wanted to go bigger, you need to sort of figure out how to put it into different parts, which is fine. Just for simplicity's sake, and this is just a video on how to incorporate this, I'll just make it a bit smaller just to make sure that it works. So you can see I've got 145 diameter circle, and with it centered on this center point here. Alright, what I want to do too, if they're not already, I want to grab these lines. So if I hide the clock mechanism, you can see that that's all there, and I want these ones too. So you can see that that's all there. I might keep that hidden. Now with our clock mechanism, we can't make our clock the exact same size. We need to leave a little bit of wiggle room. So that's where offset really helps. So we're going to click these lines. Doesn't look like there's an easy way to click them. So I'm just going to go around and click them all. And we're just going to add a 1/2 mil. So our size, remember, is 55. So 1/2 mil on each side will make it 56. There's not a lot of wiggle room, but there's just enough. We're going to do the same here with this outside one. So it wants to do 5, but we just want to do 0.5. And we're going to click that. Okay, and then we're going to give it a tick. Now we'll bring our mechanism back, and you can see that that bit's there. Now we'll extrude this outside section, send it the other way, and you can see that that little gap is there. So if we go around the back, we can see that it still works. I'm going to do it, it's 16 mil deep, remember this section. I'm going to do it 20. And you can see it's sitting in there nicely with a little bit of a gap. How this holds in is there's a nut that screws on this big diameter here, this 8 mil diameter, and so that will hold it on when you put something on the front. So what I might do next is bring our sketch 2 back, get rid of the mechanism, and basically leave those circles and click everything on the outside. So even that little bit and that little bit. So you can see it's trying to add on to part 2 here, merge scope part 2. I'm going to just make this, can't go any more than 15, or even 14, so I reckon I'll just go 12. And click the tick. I'm going to get rid of that sketch. So obviously yours will look a little bit different to mine, but this is just a basic way of how you could put this clock together. So you can see now that the mechanism fits in. There's a tiny gap around it everywhere, and on the other side there's that tiny gap, and that's plenty enough for it to fit in. So when you're doing yours, just make sure you have that little tolerance, that little gap in between, um, because otherwise it may not fit in as you think. Alright, on to the next one.